Good morning and incredible morning to all of my Sillaholics. How are you guys doing today? All right, let's see here. All right, we're going to go here and then share. There we go. How are you guys doing? I'm just sharing out. So if you guys would, while I am sharing, if you guys can go ahead and hit that share button as well. Sharing is caring. I was trying to get it shared out in the 2 minutes, but I just didn't get it all done. Um, all right, so let's go on here real quick. And oh, come on. Let's yeah, all right. Now, there were so many people that told me that I could share my videos to their groups, but it's so many of them now I can't remember all of them. I'm trying my best to remember where all I could share to. Hit the share button for those places. Um, let's see. I know that one. Oh, I'm trying to remember. I wish there was a way for me to push them all to the top so that I remember where all I could share. I'm gonna make myself a little list that way. I know and I can just type them in. If I missed anywhere and you said that I can share to your group and you're watching live and you can share, or if you're watching the playback, still go ahead and hit that share button so that it can be shared to your groups. All right. So I am Shakia the professor, and we are going to get into some designing in Silhouette Studio. All right. Normally I would do my 30-second break, but I took forever to try and check this out. This is why I need someone who's on the back end, like sharing it out, i.e., my husband who has access to my accounts, so that I don't have to do this. But yeah, all right. So let's go ahead and jump right into this incredible morning, everyone. I am Shakia, the professor of Skillaholics Anonymous, HSC 365, honestly speaking, 365 Creative Academy. All of those are, you know, different entities of what I do to teach you all how to turn what you love about being creative and being a creator and how to just grow on that, whether it is for business or just as a hobby. Even if something is a hobby, you want to be the best that you can at that hobby. Maybe one day, it will turn into a business or just a side hustle, get you a little pocket change. But I'm here to help no matter if you are doing this for your for pleasure or for business. All right. I specialize in teaching you how to do these creative things from Silhouette Studio. There are a lot of programs that you can use to create your designs. They all serve different purposes. I pretty much have put my hands on almost all of them. And Silhouette Studio is my go to only because it became my lifeline for my business when I was doing event planning. And then once I stepped away from doing full on event planning, just providing elements to other event planners, other DIY parents who wanted to, wanted really nice things, but wanted to put it together themselves because they didn't want to, pay for the labor of an event planner because that's where the bulk of that expense comes in at. So I would create different things for that. And then graduation season is always my busy season because I love to celebrate grads. So I've been doing this for a really long time, and I prefer Silhouette Studio because most of the things I do are large print and cuts, and that's what I originally got it for. That and 3D models of different things. So I am the first Silhouaholic, and I'm trying to make all of you guys Silhouaholics, even though sometimes it can drive me absolutely crazy as well. I really do like it. I do use Photoshop and Illustrator. I got Corel. I used to use Corel Draw back in the day, but Silhouette has a lot of things. To me, it makes it so much easier to understand creatively designing in these programs and how to create very creative designs. Most of the things that you guys see me post, if you've ever been to my IG and saw the things there, pretty much all of that is done in Silhouette Studio, unless it's like a really old picture and I was doing it in things like Word. But I'm here to help you guys learn and master Silhouette Studio. I do have an academy where you can, well, not right now, but come September, you will be able to enroll in our different programs that really focuses on helping you master the program. But we do have some classes that are coming up, and kind of like mini boot camps and mini master classes for different things. So be on the lookout for that. Click on the link in the description to get updates on classes and all that kind of good jazz. We have a tracing boot camp coming up, and all these boot camps or all these academies will be 4 weeks long, one session per week, 4 weeks long. Some of them, the live sessions are in the daytime, so you'll just have to learn from the playbacks, and some are in the evening. But we have tracing, we have one on text, we have the chip bag one, we have a whole month of graduation things. So if you're wanting to do kind of like project based, want to prepare for graduation season, next month is our whole um, grad boot camp. But we have some like little ones here and there, hour-long classes to help you master um, things so that you can pull them together to it'll help you master Silhouette Studio kind of like in chunks. So be on the lookout for that. Sign up for updates on the upcoming academy classes by just clicking on that link below and getting on our mailing list. All right. During this hour, 45 minutes to an hour, so depending on how many questions you guys have, I'm gonna, answer your questions for Silhouette Studio. This is a Silhouette Studio related live. Going back to what I was doing before, on Monday, I'm answering your questions on designing, troubleshooting. Why is this not working? Why am I getting these cuts? So any questions that you have in regards to Silhouette Studio, Silhouette Cameos, troubleshooting, using Silhouette Studio for summation, paper crafting, anything like that, feel free to go ahead and ask those questions. If you have a question and you would like for me to, let's say you have a specific design and you want to be able to send it to me, I'm going to give you guys which one to send that to. Let's do this one only because I'll probably create a different one, but let's just do this. This one was more so for things for using our amazing sublimation ink and sublimation paper, but you guys can send it there. My Anonymous@gmail is getting really crazy, and I can barely find emails. I'm missing emails because all these darn email marketing emails. So go ahead if you have a question or a specific design. I'm echoing. Okay, hold on. I'm echoing. Okay, hold on. I don't hear any echo. Someone said yes, I'm echoing. Hold on. I don't hear any echo. All right. Someone said yes, I'm echoing. Hold on. Yeah, I don't hear it on my phone. Um, I don't know why that would be happening because there's no audio feeding back anywhere. Let's see. Well, now it's repeating only because I had my phone on, but let's see, camera, mic, audio, Elgato. Yeah, I don't hear it on my phone, so I'm not sure. Maybe go out, come back in, because I mean, right now you guys are probably hearing it because I had my phone up, so you're probably hearing it coming back in, but maybe go out, come back in, 'cause I mean, right now you guys are probably hearing it because I had my phone up. Okay, no, I hear what you're saying now. Okay, okay. I have no idea if it is my microphone. Yeah, it doesn't sound that time, it didn't sound as clear. Okay, now it's probably better unless it went to, I'm not sure because I thought it said Elgato Wave. If it ever switches to the camera microphone, it sounds horrible. Like the mic on this Logitech camera is horrible. So let's see. All right, so maybe it was just the microphone connection. All right. Okay, so incredible today at HSing 365. I'm going to type it in the comment section. So, ink. You can just copy and paste. Incredible. It's incredible, guys, not incredible. Incredible today at hsinc365.com. So, if you would like to submit a design for me to take a look at, go ahead and send it to that email address. All right. So I'm going to go up to the top and see if we have any questions to start us off with. Let's see. And you know what? Let's put this across the bottom. Um, oh, come on. Okay, there you go. All right, let's see. Good morning. Oops. Good morning, Miss Reed, Miss Swift, Crystal, Miss Nini. How are you? Miss Gayman. Hello, Jamila. Hey, just say. Hey, just say hello, Nicole. Tiana. Let's see. Mary Brown, how are you? Ice storm outside. Ooh, no. Hello, Miss Shep. Hello, Miss Wood. Nikki, how are you? Michelle, how are you? Lorianne, I'm gonna say your name right one day and start saying Miss Wood. Um, all right, so good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see. And okay, I think everyone said we were still good, right? Echo gone. It's not like a reverb or my voice is like sputtering. All right, let's see. Right here. Good morning. Thank you for coming on. What class should I enroll in for Silhouette major with Illustrator minor? I don't teach Illustrator whatsoever. I use Illustrator, but I do not teach Illustrator other than for my rolling folk to teach them how to go from Silhouette Studio to Illustrator so that they can put their cut contour and pref contour lines on there. But I don't teach Illustrator. Do I know it? Yes, but I choose to have my business focus on teaching one thing versus trying to teach everything that I know because I use Illustrator and Photoshop. As far as what classes and why does it seem like my mouth is not matching my words? Ugh. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Anywho, but as far as what classes, My academy, or like my programs to really learn silhouette, like I guess you would say silhouette major, is closed right now. It doesn't open back up until September. This is why I'm going to have a lot of satellite classes, like you can call them that, or like mini sessions. They'll run for 4 weeks, and you can sign up for any of those depending on what it is that you want to learn. Click on the link in the description of this video to sign up for updates. I don't send out a lot of spammy emails. When I send it out, it's sometimes time sensitive, it's of importance. So don't worry about me, getting 1,001 emails from me. Make sure that we don't go to your spam folder so that you will get all of those updates on upcoming classes. Ooh, good morning from the cruise ship. Ooh, nice. I'm petrified of going on cruise, so enjoy it for me. Okay. Hi, I'm trying to do an offset of a lightning bolt, but the edges are not pointy. Is there any way around it? You would use your edit points to then make it pointy. Let's see. Let's go over to. So I'm going to use this one. Although this might give me a point because I'm doing it in Silhouette Studio. So we're going to convert that to path. And let's see what type of offset does this give me. Okay, so perfect. This one did not give me a pointy offset, right? In the new version of Silhouette Studio, which I refuse to go to, I wish they would get their life together because there are some really great features in the new version of Silhouette Studio. It's just that, like, the program itself is just not great. I'm going to remove my banner from the bottom for just a second. It's just not great. The new version, it freezes up too much. It has too many glitches, but there's some really great features. But when this happens and it's not pointed, you have to use your edit points to make it where it has a point. In the new one, you can adjust the slider to make it where it's more of a point. In this one, you can't. So we're going to double click, and that's going to bring up your edit points. You can do this one of two ways. You can take a line tool, like take a line from the line tool, put it at the top, and follow this down, right? Then when you double click, you can take this point. Well, let's first flatten this one out. And you can bring it down and making sure it stays on that line until you have the point that, like, and it lines up with the other side. So now that line is straight. So you can do it that way. The other way would still be to use a line. Oops. So kind of come up the middle like that on the point, double click, add a point right here, and then pull that down, which, why are we not in? Okay, let's go make flat. Make flat. There we go. And then you would pull that down until it's a straight line on here as well. So either way will work. It just depends on which way you prefer to work the system. With a straight line, actually, I'm going to use a line to see, because sometimes just even using the line helps you know if, ooh, that girl is good. Yes. Haha. It looked a little wonky, but when I make my line, I'm like right at the intersection. Told y'all I'm the best at this. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be feeling myself. Okay, no, let me stop playing. Let's see. So I have a question. What's the best permanent, like vinyl permanent to stay on glass and bottles? I don't do epoxy, just vinyl. So that's not really a silhouette related question. and I could technically answer it, but that's not a silhouette related question. And we are trying to keep this to all silhouette related questions and or Cameo questions. But I use Oracle 651. Do I prefer StreamYard over Zoom for what I do? Yes. Zoom allows you to stream to one platform. So you will choose to stream to Facebook, choose to stream to YouTube. Under StreamYard, I'm able to, and under the plan that I have, I can stream to 8 different locations. So I can, without having to go in and share every time, I can choose to share to my regular Facebook profiles, my Facebook pages, my YouTube channels, like however many YouTube channels I want. It just doesn't have an interface for like Instagram or TikTok, but I can stream to any of those platforms. Thank you, Jesse. I have Cricut and I use DS. How hard is it to transfer to using Silhouette Studio? I have a course, which this is my son. I'm sorry. Why is he calling me? Hold on. Yes, son. He said he's not feeling good and he's coughing a lot.
Just stay so. We'll check on you at lunchtime.
MJ, you weren't even coughing this morning. We woke up. All of a sudden are coughing.
No, I was coughing this morning.
MJ, you wasn't coughing that much this morning, MJ. You're fine, MJ.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm coughing a lot.
Okay, you're coughing. That's fine. You can stay in school, MJ.
But what if we never did go get him? Not want to go get him. We go get him tested.
You said they got lunch. You want to get me?
What happened?
You said I lunch or something?
That's what, I guess that's what you're going to go get him at lunch when we finish the fan?
Whatever.
Okay, Daddy will come whenever he finishes the fan or close to lunchtime.
All right.
Keep your mask on.
All right.
All right, man. Sorry about that. When my son calls me in the middle of the day, I'm like, okay, wait, what's going on? So I do apologize for that. But let me go back over. Sorry. Let me go over here and share my screen. And we're going to go to, you can either go to Academy Class and Playbacks, or I'm just going to go on search and I'm going to type in Cricut. I have a class that's called Cricut DS to Silhouette Studio Essentials to Crossover. This is not my full Essentials to Silhouette Studio course. What this is, it's a course to help you with the most important things that you can do in Cricut Design Space, how to translate that into Silhouette Studio and the tools and things for that. Like when people say tracing, you don't realize you're doing tracing in Cricut Design Space, but you are. When you go and you upload it and it says like, okay, simple, complex, all of those different things. And if you use the wand and you're removing stuff away, that is essentially a part of tracing. This course breaks all of that down and lets you learn the terminology from one to the next. And then you can take essentials to learn some of the others. So I don't go over everything. I only compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges in this particular course. So things that Cricut cannot do, we don't really go over in it, but it will help you learn it. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Cricut DS2 Silhouette Studio crossover. All of my classes like that are on here now are all recordings of live classes that I have done previously. This is not a live class. This is not a one-on-one session with me. This is a class that I did via Zoom. So it's kind of like still being in the classroom, but it's just the recording of it. Hopefully I'll be able to schedule another live Cricut DS to Silhouette Studio Essentials class. She says, I vow to start my classes this week. Thank you. Oh, that's why I didn't see what I was looking for. Just like watching an old school Asian movie. What version do I suggest? Well, if you really want to not be like deal with all the issues of Silhouette Studio, if you're using it just for design, to be honest, version 3.6 or even 3.8 are the better versions of Silhouette Studio, but you don't get some of the bells and whistles. With some of the newer bells and whistles, not quite all the 4.4 bells and whistles, I personally use on this computer 4.3.307 or 70, 370, 4.3.370. Can I show how to set a print and cut up? I have done several of those. I definitely can show you how to do that. Let's go over here and we'll just use my lightning bolt because we're talking just setup. I don't do anything major for print and cut. I don't use a bunch of light over it. I just don't have those issues. So I can show you what I do. If you're having issues, you really are going to have to post in our Facebook group and post pictures of your design setup, post pictures of your printout. Give me another picture of how you're loading it into your machine, or just make a video that shows your screen, the setup of it, then show you loading it into the mat, like putting it on the mat, loading it into the machine, and then also let me see your cut settings. A lot of times your print and cuts might be off because of the cut settings that you have, and it's too much pressure or the blade is too deep for the material that you're using. So on that very first cut, when it goes and nicks your mat, it's gonna knock everything else off. It might not seem like a big jump, but if it gets stuck, it's gonna knock everything off. So you have to find those ideal cut settings. Keep yourself a notebook of those settings, okay? So for me, with setting up a print and cut, come on. First things first, of course, is your machine setup under page setup. So make sure you have your machine selected. And then you have to, if you're doing a print and cut, you have to have your mat on. I was helping someone last night, and that was one of the issues with hers, is she did not have her mat. I sat here and did a whole video morning, what the heck is going on? And in that video, I realized, I looked up, I was like, wait, my mat is not turned on. So make sure you have your mat 12 by 12, 12 by 24, depending on what size mat you are using. Then you're going to set your page size. So we're going to come here and let's just keep it very simple. And we're going to go 8.5 by 11. All right. Once you have that set up, now it's time to set your registration areas. So you're going to go to the last icon, turn them on. For me personally, I don't like my length to be very short. A lot of people have issues with accuracy because they have their length too short. The way that the system reads it, you want to let it have a little bit of length, a little bit of length to the marks, so that it gives the machine more of that area to read. If you do it really short, it might not get it very accurately. So I personally never go below 0.625. I don't recommend below 0.5, but hey, that's on you. That's personal preference. I do not understand why there is even an option for your line to not be thick, because it does not affect anything. So if you look at my restrictive area, what happened? Oh. If you look at my restrictive area, if I take my thickness up, it doesn't increase or decrease. Still trying to figure out why Silhouette even has an option for thickness. It does not affect anything. One of the reasons why Cricut Design Space runs circles around, well, people assume that it runs circles around it, is because it has a thicker line for the machine to read. So it will, it can be a little bit more accurate with that. Oh, speaking of which, on February 25th, we are having round 2 of Silhouette Studio or Silhouette Cameo versus Cricut, whichever machine she decides to use. I think she said she's going to use the Maker this time. So we're going to have Battle of the Blades again over on Gucci Crafts channel, and mine as well. I'm not sure, actually, we did hers last time. It is her Friday night live. So I don't know if we're going to do it on her platform or mine, but on February 25th, we will be doing Battle of the Blades round 2. All right. So be on the lookout for that. We should have some things coming up that's going to advertise that. That was so much fun. We won. Team Silhouette won last time. So be prepared to drop your Team Silhouette, Team Crickets in the comments. Not on this video though. All right. Anywho, you take the thickness up. If you have a wide format printer, you can play around with your insets. If you are just learning print and cut, I don't recommend messing around with the insets until you like really get a good grasp of just using it regular, like just the regular way. When you're putting your designs in, you cannot have anything in your restrictive areas. So wherever there is the hash mark around the mark. Now, can you have your design up here like this? Yes. Is it going to affect how it cuts, how it reads? No, it will not. Only thing is, anything in that restrictive area will not cut. I'm going to go back to the first icon and show cut border. So the cut border is right at that top and bottom, like, well, that top hash mark area. That's all that means. It's not going to cut anything that's in that area. But as far as your design, as long as you do not have it close to the registration marks, it can't be, let's flip this horizontally. It can't be anywhere in here. No part of the color can be in any of the marks. And from there, just make sure that you print it and you do not move it. Send it, place it on your mat and then go. If you're using a Cricut mat, you have to watch my video on how to set up your Cricut mat so that you're putting your paper or your sticker paper in the right space. Oh, I wasn't muted. Y'all heard my whole conversation with my child. Oh, Lord, I did not know that y'all heard my whole conversation with my child. I thought I was muted, Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, my bad. I might delete this video then. Oh gosh. Which one does about cropping or snaps the picture by itself? Wait, I have no idea what that means. I thought I was muted the whole time. No, this is getting deleted. Or at least it's going to be deleted off of all of Facebook platforms and probably just edited on YouTube. But oh, dang it. I thought I was muted the whole time. When I need to be muted, I'm not muted. And he was sounding like he was acting, okay? He was not congested this morning. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my gosh. Oh God. I'm super embarrassed right now. Which one? Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. How do you pull stuff from your vaults that we purchased into Silhouette? If it is a Silhouette file, you just download it and it is a Silhouette file. So on the vault, it'll say Silhouette. You just click on it and open it, and it will open in Silhouette. As I said, on YouTube. So I can go and delete that part out on YouTube. That means I have to still delete the Facebook video. All right, that has nothing to do with Silhouette Studio. Now I really want to delete this because now it's a bunch of frivolous stuff in it. And people complain about oh my God, I came on here to learn, not to hear that stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, I am. But then y'all heard my husband be like, whatever. He wasn't coughing this morning. He'd be all right. Yes, I am that mom that wants to jump up. I was ready to end this live and go get my baby. I'm so embarrassed now. I thought I muted. I could have sworn this was red. All right, any silhouette related questions? Have you ever used the new Silhouette 24-inch yet? Heck no, because that is the don't buy one. The Pro, I wish Silhouette would just stick to what they know. They can't get their program together. So having a bigger cutter that does not even feed from the back, it has the regular machines have horrible tracking. So then to have this big monster that also has not so great tracking, it doesn't have the right size rollers to maintain, like to hold on to large rolls or large sheets of vinyl. It is a nightmare. Don't do it. 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 If you need a larger cutter, get a true plotter, a true cutter that has a really good motor that's going. It makes no sense also to pay that kind of money for something. You want a larger one, which means you want to increase your production. It still cuts the same as the other one, slow as crap, not as precise. Get a true plotter, a true cutter that has the right motor on it, where you can switch out your blade depths, either a 30, a 45, a 60, one, like, so you can use the right blade for the right material. Don't invest your money in a Pro. I'm sorry. I love Silhouette, but don't invest your money in a Pro. Yes, she says it's done. I didn't say it. She did. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I thought I was muted. When did I hit it again? I hit it once when he called. Oh my God. I'm so embarrassed. Oh God. This is me nervously putting on lip gloss because I'm just so. If it wasn't for even coming in here talking about something he wasn't coughing this morning, I was ready to go get my child. Oh child, I don't need to be hired by them. They can't afford me because I'm probably better at this than them. So, but it would be nice to have some support from them, but they can't afford me. I mean, they probably can. They give me. I can probably help them really figure out the kinks in their program, but I guess I speak too honestly. So yeah, but I would like some support from them. No, I've never cut twill. Thank y'all for the encouragement in my mommy moment. Any other silhouette related questions? Did anyone say? Let me check and see something. Oh gosh. All right. So no emails, no one needed anything as far as design help. Okay. Do we have any other silhouette related questions? How do you use the Rhinestone templates? So in order to use the Rhinestone templates, you either have to have a file that is a vector file already, meaning it was designed in a program that has paths. So if you buy an SVG, you buy a DXF file, you get an Illustrator file, things like that. Those are vector files, and even some PDF ones, as long as it's not just a simple JPEG or PNG. If it's a JPEG or PNG, you have to convert it into a vector file by tracing it in Silhouette Studio. If you type out text, if you type out a shape in Silhouette Studio, you are able to then take that and turn it into a Rhinestone template. So let's head on over to Silhouette. And let's just move this over real quick. So if I were to make a line, this is a path. I go down to the Rhinestone tool. Let's detach it so that it doesn't go away. And I'm going to just select a straight line, 6SS, 10SS, 16, 20, or you can put other sizes in there. So any line, if I create a line like this, I can only do an outline. If you go to a fill, it's not going to see how it doesn't go over there. If I take this one and go to fill, it goes away. This one only did it because I went back and forth. But on this, if you go to any of the fills, well, the linear fill, this is the same. The linear fill, it won't. You go here, it's still just a line. It's not going to like fill it in. And then with this one, we go to radial. Now you'll see it'll be back to the line. But it is a line, so the linear fill does not work. But if I were to do a rectangle and I can do the outline, I can do a linear fill or I can do a radial fill. In this case, you're not going to see much of a difference. If you have text, it really depends on the font. It depends on the size. There are certain techniques when it comes to really small fonts and you want to keep something small. You cannot just take a text or font that is open like this and apply Rhinestone and have it look good. And then there are also some glitches. So if I go outline, you see, because of the size of it, you're not going to really see it. Now, if I go smaller, then you start to see it a little bit better. But there are things that you can do to really be able to see your text when it's something small. So this is only 2 inches in height. As I make this bigger, it's going to take up more stones. And the more stones it takes up, then I can actually see it better. You can fill it in or radial, but it really depends on the font. And then when you go to radial, for certain fonts, it does look all cuckoo crazy and look all wonky. Again, there are certain things that you can do to make this look better. Fill it in, move around your, so like I'm going to just go to this X. Let's convert to path so that we can adjust it. So let's say in this area, I'm going to, come on, double click. Wait, let's ungroup. There we go. So I'm going to add a point here, add a point here, bring this point in so that I can fill that area in. So there are little tricks and things that you have to do to fill in certain areas. It's a lot to truly master rhinestones in Silhouette Studio. Other programs make this a little bit easier. For Silhouette, sometimes you will have to do, there we go, now it's fitting. You will have to do some hacks. You can do things like adjusting your spacing, but once you really know about edit point and moving things around, it makes fixing them a little bit easier without having to go through a bunch of spacing and stuff like that. And then, yeah, once you have it sized, you do have to have it sized to the size that you want, because as you will see, depending on how big it is, determines how many stones it is. I wanted to actually copy it to make a duplicate. If we make this smaller, it takes away stones. If you make it bigger, it adds, it adds stones. So with rhinestone designs, it needs to be in the size you need it to be. You cannot take one and let's say you have converted this to an SVG or someone sells a file. You have to use it in the exact size that they designed it in. If you make it bigger or smaller, your holes are going to get bigger or smaller and your stones won't fit inside. Do I have an ebook for silhouettes? No, because I prefer to give you a visual. So my classes are an ebook. To do an ebook for that, it'll be so many. I've started it, and it's so many screenshots, and you literally have to create a screenshot for every single thing that you do. So I have to like design in chunks, take a screenshot, put the information. I've tried some things, and my God, it is no fun. Oh gosh. I don't understand why it's switching over to the Logitech. It's back on the Elgato. Yeah, so this video is definitely coming down because there's too many technical issues in this one. I don't know why today my mic decides it wants to keep jumping to the camera. Maybe because it knows it's about to be replaced with a Elgato face cam. So it's acting crazy. But yeah. Oh crap. So now do I have to re-explain that part again? Yeah, I'm sorry. I saw it after the fact. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Okay. I'll go back in and explain this part again. Hold on. How do you use a t-shirt template for an all-over shirt if you have a small printer? You are going to split it up. I have a video for that. So type in on YouTube, Silaholics Anonymous, or Honestly Speaking, SPINKING, and I show you how to split that up. You will need to have business edition if you want like a really quality image, or you're going to have to take a screenshot of it, bring it in, and then I show you how to split it up. When cutting thick cardstock, is it normal to do double cut, triple cut, or is there any setting I can use? It takes forever with triple cuts for my printing cuts. I personally don't really use heavy, like I don't like 110. It does take several passes for 110 if you want to get a clean cut and not force your blade through it. So I personally don't like to use 110 pound cardstock. I'll use 80 and below, and it normally just takes me 2 passes to get it done. But I prefer to do it as 2 passes. Is there a way for like the 80 to go through and get it done in one pass? Yes, but to me that puts a lot of wear and tear on your machine and on your blade. So I always pretty much do 2 passes. Good morning. I want that course, Cricut to Silhouette. Super interested. Well, head on over to our website, hsinc365.com, and you can enroll there. If you've never signed up for any of our classes, you will get an email. Check your spam, check your promotions. It comes to you. If you've never signed up for our classes, you have to go through that email that they send for your express login in order to set your password. If you don't go through that email, when you go to our Academy site, it's going to tell you already have an account. So you buy it through there, but you end up going to our Academy site. Our Academy site is 365 Creative Academy, or learn.365creativeacademy.com, because they make you put learn in front of it, or some type of prefix in front of it. But that's where everything is hosted at. So let me show you what that site looks like. Can you purchase certain classes directly through the site? Yes, and you won't have to worry about going back and forth. So you can come on here, and we're going to go to all courses. And if you type in Cricut, here we go. So you can purchase it through here. And we're going to go resume course. And it is broken up into sections. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's broken up into sections to break down, like I said, apples to apples, for Cricut to Silhouette. So it's 10 different parts in this one. Well, really 9 different parts, because 10 is the closeout. Oh my God, I caught myself looking all crazy. Oh. Okay. So you can purchase it either place, but this is where you're going to go into the course player and Like I said, it is a playback of an actual live class, so you're going to feel like you are still in the Zoom. I use auto blades for almost everything. I'm too chicken to try others. I can't stand auto blades. I use ratchet blades for everything. I despise auto blades. Should I purchase or just use free basic? You can do a lot in the free version of Silhouette Studio. The upgrades just make things a little bit easier, a little bit simpler. There are certain tools that I know for me, I personally could not live without. I love people. It's annoying for others. I love my center of rotation. I can't live without that. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think. The rulers come in handy. Guidelines come in handy. Let me see. It doesn't affect like the basic stuff. Having the upgrade doesn't affect tracing. It doesn't affect compound pass or anything like that. But there are other little things that come into play that you don't get when you have the free version. Being able to open up SVGs, being able to save as an SVG, a PNG, or a JPEG. I love my multiple crop. If you're doing tapered tumblers, you need at least Designer Plus or Business for that tool and function. Let's see. So there's a couple things that just like features where they're there, but once you have the upgrade, it just makes it a little bit easier. But you can do a lot in the free if you want to just start there. All right. So yeah, we're going to go back to this question. So in order to use Rhinestone app, do you have to have the business select? You don't have to have business. You have to have one of the upgrades, which we do have. If you click on the link in the bio, the one that says helpful links, I think, or helpful tools or something like that. But there is my link. If you would like to purchase it, you can use my. That's another thing that, Silhouette, it would be nice if I could sell. I'm normally selling a whole lot of your upgrades. It would be nice if I could sell them on my website, like the site that I refer them to. That's a good little thing. You might want to reach out, Silhouette. I can probably get you a lot of sales when it comes to upgrading, but, y'all don't reach out to me. Let me get off my soapbox. You have to have Designer Plus, or Business for the Rhinestone feature. And just to kind of go back a little bit on the Rhinestone feature, let me get rid of this banner at the bottom. Hopefully you guys got the email address. It has to be a vector file. So you have to either have an SVG, it has to already be an SVG, or an EPS file, an Illustrator file, even a PDF file that was made in a vector-based program. It can be a CAD cut file. Those are all DXF. Those are all vector-based designs. It just cannot be a regular PNG or JPEG. Those you're going to have to trace to vectorize it. That vectorizing is what most of you guys consider, oh, how can I make this an SVG? Is an SVG a version of a vector file? But yes, that's just a file format, like an SVG, a JPEG, a PNG. But vector files come in many different formats. When you do it in Silhouette Studio and you trace, you are not making it an SVG. You have the ability to save it as an SVG, but once you create lines and paths in Silhouette Studio, it is vector. It has a defined path. So you can either use a line or you can use text. If it's something that's not an image, you have to trace it, and then you're going to open up your Rhinestone panel. There's places you can open it up here. I'm more of an icon type person, and I have all of my icons. Well, my icons are kind of big, so all of them don't fit. I have to click the flyout, go to the Rhinestone tool, and then you apply it to the edge, linear or radial. And I was saying before, your design has to be in the final size. You'll notice that if it's bigger, it has more stones. If it's smaller, it has less stones. So when you're using the Rhinestone design, you want to size your design to the size that you want it first, and then apply the stones. Doing Rhinestone designs for a design is one to where you're going to have to make multiple templates. If you want to resize it for different size shirts, you're going to have to make different templates for it. You can't just make one and then just shrink it down, because you're going to make your holes smaller if you've already like released compound path and it's no longer in rhinestone mode. Okay. No, so the ratchet blade can be used for anything. If you have a 4, you just have to put it in the adapter. So you just have to put it in the adapter if you have a 4. And then with this, you have to manually adjust the numbers. The only thing the auto blade does not set the perfect force. You still have to set that, or whatever you put in the system. The same force will work whether it's a ratchet blade or an auto blade. The system doesn't do that. The only thing that the auto blade does that this does not is, once you have the blade number, which you can change, just because you choose smooth vinyl, if their setting doesn't work for you, you can change up those. They don't have perfect settings in there because they've only tested it for certain ones. Like if they have a setting for vinyl, it's probably for silhouette vinyl. It's probably not made for how Oracle vinyl will cut, or Endurogloss or Stahl's vinyl will cut. It's made for the vinyls that they have tested. When it comes to cardstock ranges in so many different sizes. So they have like a regular and a heavy, but it's always different. I find that you're always going to be tweaking the settings. And just because the setting is there, you can choose to change it at any time. So if I take this and I go to send, and let's say, okay, right now I'm on glitter cardstock. I normally don't even care what material it says because I'm going to change it anyway. So I really don't care what it says. Oh, I don't have any machines turned on right now. It's going to say connecting, but it's not going to connect. Let's see. Action, cut. Okay, so I forgot I can't go there. And it doesn't matter what number this gives you. Come on. Okay, I'm just going to go to ratchet. Doesn't matter what comes up. You can always move this. So if you move this number, the auto blade will tap to that blade depth. The ratchet blade, you turn it. The auto blade and the ratchet blade are the same quality of blade, whether you have a black ratchet blade or the blue one that says fabric. Just because it says fabric, it's not a better blade. It is not a better blade. It is the same quality of blade. They just changed the color so that, just like with scissors, you don't mix the blade that you cut with paper with the blade that you cut fabric with. That's the only difference. So they're all the same. I can't stand that tapping. And with the auto blade, I do feel like it does change the pressure a little bit. So I don't use it. I use only ratchet blades and just put it in the adapter for my 4. The 3, you don't need an adapter. Just drop the ratchet blade in. All the other ones, just use a ratchet blade, of course. How do you make glitter paper? You cannot really do that. Like that's something that's not really done in silhouette, because you're going to have a bunch of little squares and then repeat them and mix in the whites. So you can't make glitter paper in Silhouette Studio. But if you have one and there's some great artists, certain things, guys, look, if you're not, most times when you have these people that you're getting like digital backgrounds, glitter backgrounds, this is what they do. They're not trying to create it and create designs and stuff. They're just going to create these files for you to use. Like that's their business. It's just to design those things. It takes a lot of time. And most times, once they have it set up, they go through and change their hue and saturation, and they can just put out, okay, this is this color, this is that color, things like that. But it's not an easy thing to go ahead and create that. A lot of times it's done with like different brushes or mixing a bunch of like little small pieces of colors and mixing it with white, changing the tones, make some lighter, make some darker to give it that, appearance of sparkle. So it's a lot to make those. You don't make them, but you can utilize them. Let's see. Do you have packages for classroom door decoration and theme? Ooh, no. I thought about that, but because my sister's a teacher, but no, I don't have anything that's for classroom door decorations. I normally just create from my brain. Y'all should see the door that I did for my sister a couple years ago, and even her room. Like I did a lot of print and cuts, but no, I don't have it. Do you offer beginner silhouette studio classes? Also, I have classes for pretty much everything. Okay. A lot of people say, okay, do you have beginners, right? But I find that most of you don't really want beginners. You want to figure out the fastest way so that I can design this so I can make some money. Or, just complete this. But I even say make some money, but the fastest way to complete this particular craft. And that's not really how it works. Someone said something to me this weekend, and I was like, you know what? That makes sense. Math is math, right? But in elementary school, starting in pre-K, you just learn to count to those numbers. Eventually, you'll with the fingers, I'm 1, I'm 2, you'll learn with your fingers, you're learning to count, and they'll start you off slow. You're going to count to 10. Then let's get to 15. Let's get to 20. Then let's get to 100. And that's just saying it. And then it's like identifying the numbers when you see it. Then there comes writing the numbers. And this takes place over the course of, either pre-K, maybe even kindergarten, and, a little bit with, understanding those numbers. And then eventually you start to put those numbers together for adding them together. It might be a visual where you're adding, where it's just, okay, there's 3 beans on this side, and then I take these 4 beans and then we put them together. It makes, 7 beans. So it's a visual thing. Then eventually they can go and just do a math problem. There's single digits. Then there is 2 digits and 1 digit, 2 digits and 2 digits, 3 and 4. And then you go and you progress and you progress and you progress and you progress and you progress. Eventually you get to the geometries and the trigonometries and the statistics and all of those things, right? As you go and you progress. You get to college, you're doing the algebra I took algebra in middle school. Some people take it in high school. I took it in middle school. I took pre-algebra in elementary school, damn near elementary school, the summer right after. So it really depends. But what you learn in high school or middle school for college, it's a little bit different. I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to understanding your craft, understanding graphic design programs, most people don't want to really go from pre-K level to get to college level. You want to kind of skip all of those things because you're like, okay, well, I went through school. I ain't no dummy. No one's calling you a dummy. Yes, you know your numbers. So you'll be able to know how to size it, how to move this, how many steps. You've taken that part out, but really learning the program, most people want to just jump into it. Show me how to, day one, I want to know how to do this. What's the beginner version for this? There is no beginner version for this. This is years of techniques and being creative and, knowing how to position and what fonts work together. And then her and herself, there's a lot of shading, and this can't be done in silhouette. This is something that the main image of her is designed. It is put into like Photoshop, Procreate, those type of programs to create the different shadings. And then once we had the solid piece of her, somebody who else went in and now, okay, let me add all of this text to her hair. The original artist of this most likely did not design this with all of these words in the hair. You can probably find this image by itself somewhere, and you can add your own words to the hair. And then it's like, okay, let me flip it, slap it, flip it, rub it down. Oh no, to me, baby. Anywho, but most people just want to kind of just get there. So when people say beginners, I always kind of ask them, what do you mean by beginners? What are you trying to learn? I have what's called Essentials to Silhouette Studio. Is it something that is going to have you complete a project? Some people will have beginner cricket classes or beginner silhouette classes, and it is to teach you some stuff, and then, okay, you're going to cut something out. Yes, we want to get to the point of cutting it out, but I teach a lot of people who never even have a machine. They want to learn how to use it for sublimation, for digital things, to create invitations, chip bags, and they're never touching a machine, right? What is beginner to you? So for me, I never say I really have beginner because you got to let me know what you want to do. That was before. I do have a new series of classes that are coming up. And I do not offer a membership where you get complete access to all my classes. Almost want to get one membership and I can attend any class. I don't offer that. I don't really care for the idea of bundling up a bunch of stuff that's irrelevant to people. If you're not into this to learn chip bags, why would you take a chip bag class or watch a video for chip bags if that's not what you're wanting to do? Is it some of the same techniques as other things? Like, yes, but your brain will process it different when you're thinking, okay, I can show you a chip bag, but it's like, okay, but I don't want to do that. I want to learn how to make shirts. And some people can't make the connection that it's still the same technique. We will have some mini boot camps or classes. They're going to be 4-week classes, basically. And I'm kind of switching up a little bit in how I teach them. Oh my God. Ugh. And you just pick and choose which class you want to attend, or which, if you're able to attend it live, you can, join and attend it live. When I do the live sessions, it will be limited. I do not care to teach to thousands of people in my Zoom sessions. I can teach thousands of people, which I have. Thousands of people have purchased my classes after the fact. But if you are some of the lucky few who are able to attend it live, then you get kind of a different experience because your questions are what other people will learn from. But we have one that's for text. Learning text is, it's so much you can do with it, and you can create amazing designs just with text. So we're going to have an academy for text level 1, and then eventually I'll have text designs level 2. We'll get into some text effects in level 3. So I am switching up the way my classes are, and those are like that should be out fairly soon. So we're going to have one for text. We're going to have tracing level 1, tracing level 2, and each level is going to be 4 weeks. You're never going to be able to learn all of it at once. This is years and years and years and years of designing in several programs and then bringing it all into Silhouette Studio to make it do what it do for what I needed to do, but it wasn't overnight. You're not going to learn it overnight. You're not going to, trying to learn everything all at one time is not going to help your business, because if you don't know anything, the amount of time it's going to take you to try and master this program, and you have already started a business, you're going to spend more time probably either trying to learn it and then feeling like you don't have time to actually create, or you're going to be frustrated because you're trying to learn it as well as like learn it to create it. I didn't do that. I learned it when I was not making any money from it. I learned it because I had a desire to learn it, and now I can teach it. But I wasn't trying to make it and then go and sell something from it. That's just me. I just really took the time to learn these programs. So for beginners, all I can say is sign up for the updates. There will be level 1 classes, and will it give you to where you can just go and create something? If you can catch on, you probably can. But we're going to have ones for text, ones for tracing, one for compound paths. We'll have then there are some project-based ones. There's a whole academy just for chip bags and understanding the designing part of chip bags from very, very basic, like what's the video I did? What type of designer are you? It's going to go through different levels of designs. If you're just someone that wants to take a template and know how to add a picture, add text. If you want you're someone that wants to know how to take elements and create different layers, and then maybe trace something. Are you someone where I want to know how to design the background myself? I want to make, different color stripes. I want to make polka dots. I want to make these things. Oh, excuse me. Are you trying to be that type of designer for chip bags? And that's level 1. And then we'll go into like level 2, where it's doing like some really, really, really crazy things. Because I've designed a wide variety of chip bags. So we're going to have like maybe a chip bag. We're going to have one for toppers. There'll be one for like just different things. That's kind of how I'm going to go, so that more people can take my classes. Now, we'll let you know, they are not all evening classes. I can't give up all my evenings. Y'all heard I got a baby, There are times when, luckily and daddy here, he gets sick, we can do classes. But they will not all be in the evening. There will be some classes during the daytime, but you will have access to the playbacks of them. So I just want to put that out there now. Because of how I plan to go hard in the paint on these classes, and I'm going to be running several academies at one time, or like mini classes at one time. Some of them will be in the daytime. I might have a class that's starting at 10 a.m. and then another one that's starting at 1 o'clock. So it's not always going to be in the evening. I can't adjust to everyone's schedule. Y'all have to adjust to the schedule that I can provide classes in. Hi, Ebony. Ooh, that means y'all watching over on the other one. She said, you probably should. It's a great market. Teachers don't have time to decorate. Oh, well, trust me. I know it's a great market. If y'all just saw the door I did for Jasmine, it's just time. Now, if my students would learn to master it, like she said, it is a great market. The problem with most of you guys are, you have a lot of teachers and a lot of people on social media that tells you that you don't limit yourself. Don't niche down. I want to make things for everyone. But if you take the time to dedicate to a market that needs it, and you put your energy into letting that market know what value you are to them, you can learn silhouette. The things that you would learn, and the same things that you would do for sublimation, you can apply those same things, and you can serve a need of teachers who need packs. And then I can teach you about getting your designs mass produced, because you're not going to keep up with demand if you're trying to make all of them on your small cameos, your crickets. I don't care if you have 30,000 cameos or crickets, you only have so many hands. So once you go and you build that market, once you're ready to scale, that is how you make more money. And now we're no longer talking about Silhouette Studio. I be dang it. Y'all get me every single time. We're now no longer talking about Silhouette. Oh gosh. But anywho, I then teach you where to go to get these things mass produced, because you want them to be ready to ship. If you're going to have a certain design, you want those made, and you're going to have a pack, boom, it's ready to go. Stick your shipping label on it and send it to you. That is how you scale and increase your streams of income, increase your profit margin, and you become a thousandaire, a millionaire, a billionaire over time. And you're not, I keep telling y'all, you aren't going to get there making a bunch of customs. If that's your dream, you can let that go. All right. So, I don't know if I have, oh God. I don't know if I have a picture of that one. I know I took a picture, but this is an older phone. I'll try and find it and I'll post it. I didn't post that to any of my, I don't think I posted that to any of my Instagrams. It's probably on Facebook somewhere, but I don't remember where. When I'll find it and I'll post it. Let's see. If someone invented the wheel, I'm just going to drive the car. I'm just going to drive their car a different way. Let's see. I want to learn how to use the program. I can use other programs to complete other projects. So Essential Silhouette Studio is a great start to understand the tools, and then take my different classes on chip bags or just text, just tracing. So that's how you're going to learn. But Essential Silhouette Studio does break down every single icon. I am doing a new Essential Silhouette Studio very, very soon, so you can experience it live. It is a long class. I'm going to let you know that it is about 4 hours long. I do it in one sitting. We're going to take breaks, but it is a long class and it's done over one day. Do I have a video for the Gable box template as far as what? Using my template? You would use that template the same way you would use a box. So for my template, I have the outlines for you and you're going to fill it in. If you're going to put a background in, if you're going to fill in with pictures, with text, with images, the template is just the outline. There is no way to design for it. The same way that you would design for an invitation, the same way that you would design for a puzzle, the same way you would design for a tumbler will be the same way you put things in that Gable box. You have to understand the program first. What class is this for mass production? I do, like, I have a couple people that I have talked to one-on-one. I don't have a major class because I find that you guys have fear of missing out and you just want to attend the class and you're not at that level yet. So then you don't really have questions and it doesn't benefit. So those who have reached out to me, they paid me for my time. So let's talk about how to mass produce your items. But if you don't have something that is ready to mass produce, I'm not going to waste your time and you're not going to waste mine. If you're not at that point, it's not just, okay, well, I want to go and that's where I want to go. I want to mass produce, but you haven't even designed anything. You haven't developed a market. Mass production isn't something a lot of times you just kind of start and just go straight into it. It's something that you're successful at where you are at now in it. And it's now becoming overwhelming. And now I need to seek out ways to mass produce it. That's when you get into that realm of things, not just jumping right into it. And I mean, you can if you want, you just won't learn under me that way. I don't teach that way. All right, we're going to cut this off because we have now moved from Silhouette Studio Q&As for design stuff, and you guys have me talking about all types of other things. This is not on 365 Creative Academy, or is it on Honestly Speaking, and y'all got me doing all this other stuff. So someone did send me something and it just says, how does this look? How can I make it better? It is, I'm guessing, a C and an H designs. It is what it is. Having that background in it, I'm not sure if you're still on that. I mean, you can literally fill that with just black. You can fill it with whatever. I mean, it just looks like CH designs and a phone number. So it's very simplistic, very basic. And if that is your logo, then that is fine. And if it's done in a vector-based program, you can fill that in whatever color you want. The number part isn't really important as far as the font for that. So it's fine. It's a basic logo. Now it's up to you as far as branding for someone to know what CH designs mean. I'm not one where I believe that you have to have everything that you do in your logo has to be literal. CH designs. Now, when you are marketing and you are promoting, you are letting your audience know what CH design is and what services they offer. Thank you for submitting your question via our email. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here because, as I have said, we are no longer talking about designing in Silhouette Studio. So I shall talk to you guys later. I'm going to try and do an evening version of this, provided my son isn't in here acting like he's about to pass out. So yeah. All right, let's see. She will need a lot more to give you more than that. Logos are personal. Yeah. So, yep. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible.